Let's go. I don't even know what day it is. It's 75 hard. Just wake up and roll over and hit record. Let's see. So, this is the wrong journal. Oh my goodness. I think it's like day 63 or something. Why do I have the wrong journals everywhere? Alright. They all look the same. I need to like label them. But I like that there's no writing on the outside. This isn't the right one either. Alright. What are we doing? Okay. So, oh my goodness. I'm tired. I need that C4. 63, yes. No, yesterday was the 4th. Yesterday. This is the 5th, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, the 5th. Jeez. So today is, yesterday was 63, today is 64. Oh my goodness. I didn't write it down yesterday. And then, okay, so I think sorry guys. 2025. Alright, I gotta put the dates and everything. I don't know why I did this to myself. I didn't fill in all the dates. I just put numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way down to, I think this ends like December 15th. No, 17th. I have written on here the last day is the 17th. Or put day 76 is December 18th. But I've also got a bunch of days to kind of do some do-overs here. So what are we doing today? I still wanted to look at that Momo muscle. So I got like a freebie. Oh man. It's not gonna be another freebie like the Winners Only Fitness, but I got a freebie. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I was gonna skip this morning. I really was. I was like, let me skip this morning and sleep in. Because I stayed up late last night. Till like 1:30 in the morning or something. Which was not a good idea. But I was kind of in need of a fun night. Because I kind of had a little miserable day yesterday. It wasn't, okay, I'll put it this way. The day wasn't bad. I had a bad experience. I guess maybe trigger alert for people who don't want to hear about, types of harassment and such. I would say, I kind of did some reaching out to someone, for some therapeutic support, and the person was kind of a creep. So, I mean, I couldn't really do anything, just report them. But, you know, one of those things, unfortunately, when you're an LGBTQ plus person, you come across a lot of harassing types of people, or just intrusive, nosy kinds of people. So this person was on one of those support sites, basically stating that they never talked to a lesbian before, and they're kind of asking all kind of creepy questions, acting weird, oh, like, are you a top or a bottom, and trying to get kind of like strange sexual information that I was not even talking about. Like, they were just like asking weird stuff, and I guess toward the end they were like, if they were kind of saying like, I have a weird question, and I was thinking like, another one? Like, you've already been asking weird questions. But they basically, well, they were like, I've never met a lesbian on here, and I saw they had only been on there yesterday. That was their first day on there. So I was like, okay, this person probably started a new account or got banned before, because if they're like, I've never talked to a lesbian on here, it's like, and then I guess when I put the reason for the conversation, I put LGBTQ plus support, and they saw that, and I guess the first thing I mentioned, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I just mentioned something kind of general, and then the person's like, oh, I thought you said LGBT, and I was like, well, yeah, because I am LGBT, it's like, but then they kind of proceeded to kind of ask all kinds of weird questions, and yeah, towards the end they were like, well, if I like they were like, oh, I'm sore, could you give me a massage? And I'm like, I just was like, no, like, what? Like, and then they're like, well, if you did it, could you tell me what exactly you would do, kind of thing? And I was just like, what kind of, are they trying to, they're trying to be in like some kind of sex chat room or something. And while I am not against that, for the setting of what I was trying to be involved with, I was not looking for that. There are other websites for that. I've been on those websites. They're great websites. That website was not for that. And they were completely inappropriate. And of course I reported them. And they said other stuff too, but I'm not going to really repeat it. But, yeah, that's the end of me talking about that. But it added to the stress of my day. But there were other people who were like pretty supportive. And like I say, on these sites, sometimes you gotta reach out quite a few times to get a couple people who are like suitable. But I don't know, I just had kind of an overwhelming kind of a day. Alright, so I just did my weigh-in. I told myself that I'm remote today, so I'm gonna skip the shower for now. I'll either shower during lunch or shower after class, or if I go to the gym after class, I'll shower after the gym. At this point, it's like I haven't really done anything at all. I need to start sipping on this C4 here. Oh man. But yeah, yesterday was a little rough, but I ended up doing a 57-minute workout last night before bed. It was very nice and relaxing and very helpful. And yes, it was indoors, so I'm seeing, it's obvious to me that the outdoors is the hardest part of this. For me, I would say the outdoors, kind of the water, but the outdoors, I feel like with the water, if I'm just like, able to be more on top of it, it's not really an issue. Like early, like if I get on top of it early, it's easier, because then once I'm sitting in class, I'm not trying to like keep getting up for the bathroom all the time. Like we have breaks, but still, I don't like to have to sit and like think about it and be like, oh my goodness, like, yeah. But let's see. Yeah, yesterday, yeah, at night it was 57 minutes. I'm just writing this down because I didn't do my notes yesterday, but yeah, I've gotten bad at like actually doing the notes, to be honest. But I do need to start drinking some of this C4. I don't think I'm gonna have a very lengthy workout. So today I'm gonna try a very intense workout, but today I'm gonna try 50 milligrams of C4. I kind of got up to like 100, and I think it's too much for me. But each container is usually like 200 milligrams, if not 300 in some cases, for the more intensive ones. So last night I did a lot of foam rolling. I did a lot of foam rolling. Some stretches, foam roll. Did a little of the katas in the garage at night, and then the weights, mostly weights, or what I can handle of the weights. But I had a pretty unhealthy dinner. I had a pollo loco, but I really didn't eat a whole lot during the day. It was in a pollo loco 3-piece. I don't think you could get a 2-piece because I did order online. I didn't see a 2-piece. I looked and I was like, 3 pieces is a lot. And then, 3 pieces is a lot. And then I basically, I guess, ate it at night. But, my breakfast was just toast, eggs, a piece of turkey bacon, and then lunch I had a little bit of turkey soup with a little bit of potatoes in it. But I don't know. I might talk some more about my focus from yesterday. I might just do that in a different episode because I don't want to lump it all in here. But this morning, I don't even know what I'm doing for my workout. I said I wanted to do the Momo Muscle stuff, but I haven't read it yet. So once I drink this C4, I'm stretching still. I'll see what I think about that. But yeah, yesterday morning my workout wasn't as great because I was kind of online, multitasking online. I did not need to be online like that, but I was. Now I don't like that these. I've got one of these Armor. What's it called? Body Armor fruit punch flavored sports drinks. I don't really like that it's such high calories. It's 110 calories for one bottle, but I drank half of that last night, which is probably why I couldn't sleep. But I drank like half of it now. Yeah, I drank about half last night. I'll drink about half now. I don't really like the flavor of coconut water. I know people love it. I don't love it. Maybe I'll just drink the whole thing. How much sugar is in this? Yeah, it's got 25 grams of sugar. That's why it's a sugary drink. Okay. Ooh. Wow, I just spilled it all over the floor. Nice. The floor is actually clean, though. I actually cleaned the floor the other day. So, that's kind of a bummer. I spilled it on my yoga mat. I'll just let this dry for now. I don't want to spend time cleaning it, but yeah, I'll speak more to yesterday's experience. It's more of like a mental health type of topic. I mean, what isn't related to mental health, but it is more of a mental health topic than it is directly related to working out. And since it does have to do more with like yesterday, and this is technically the first day of a new week of these workouts, because Fridays are the start day, I'd rather talk about this elsewhere, so I'll be doing that. But then I'll tell you guys more about the workouts. So let's see. So I got 2 free Momo Muscle things. One of them had a code that's good for a free week, and then another one has I think it was on Instagram. I had to text the word chest. You put the word chest and you get that free week item, the free 1 week. But you have to like subscribe and sign up to it. But yeah, I've been enjoying lifting. It's kind of nice, but yeah. Alright, that's it for now. Alright guys, so for day 64. I was a little short. I did about 38 minutes in the morning and about 35 minutes evening indoors, both times. A little bit outdoors on my breaks, but I'm not really counting that. And then, because I'd say I was kind of outdoors maybe less than 15 minutes. Glad that it's Friday, glad Friday's over. It's 11:57 p.m. I didn't focus well today, and I can't tell if it's the aftermath of yesterday or if it was just intentional or if it was just timing with the last couple chapters being relatively easier to digest today and yesterday, and so I maybe somewhat unconsciously just knew, hey, if I'm gonna check out these days, we were learning about mobile devices today, so that's a lot of like up-to-date type of knowledge. And then yesterday, I don't remember what we were learning about yesterday. Let me see. I can't look at my notes while I'm recording. Can I? Oh, I can. Oh, no, I can't scroll, though. I'm trying to see the names. I have some recordings on here of some of the lecture material. But I don't know. I've kind of identified some issues coming into this week 10 that I want to address. And, I kind of came up with, a little strategy. So I don't think I'm going to buy Hungryroot, but I'm just going to use that as inspiration and go back to some of the veggie plate stuff for one meal a day. All this other kind of winging it is not working for me. And it's been weeks of that at this point, but my lights are off right now. I don't even really want to open up my journal to look at the exact dates, but it's very apparent the areas that I'm not so great with. I'd say, so sometimes I'm losing track of the water. I'd say on the low end of the about 4.5 bottles of water a day. I'm pretty much hitting it all the time. For 5.5 bottles or so, bottles worth, sometimes I'm probably a little shy of that, but I don't think I've gone many days without I don't even think I've gone 5 or 6 days without 4.5 bottles of water, because that's the minimum for my age range of those 16-ounce bottles. The pictures, I think I took them every day. Might have missed a couple days. Less than 5 days, I'm pretty sure. I can only really remember missing 1 or 2, maybe 3. But I think max it would be 3 days. I'm rounding up, in case, saying that maybe it could potentially be 5. I don't know. I'm not doing very great with this challenge, but I know why, but it's also kind of I'm still making the decisions too quickly. So it's even when I catch myself and I'm hey, I'm going into this, for example, meal, or cooking time or food preparation time, and I'm choosing what to make. And I'm conscious that I'm like, I could probably make something healthier than this. And then sometimes I don't. So I'm conscious of that, As far as the water consumption, I've got water next to me all the time. I'm just not focused on it. I keep it next to my desk, at least 1 to 2 bottles. I keep probably 4 or 5 bottles on my nightstand. I just take all the bottles out that I'm going to need for the day and put them on my nightstand and calculate between that and the pre-workout what I'm going to have. I'm probably going to wake up late tomorrow because it's 12:03. It's past midnight. I'm still kind of up. I smoked like about a third or so of a CBD joint, CBD only. There's nothing else in it, and those really help. I got it at a smoke shop. It wasn't even like a dispensary or anything, because there's not even, well, I don't know if there's CBD or hemp. I think there's CBD though, but they're really good, and I don't know, so let me see, what else, yeah, I guess my weakest areas, the meals, the iron, the outdoor workout, the indoor workouts could be better. They could be more explosive, more energetic. But I'm working out a lot. At home, and that's the least, like, those workouts tend to have the least maybe amount of energy used. Like, and maybe that's all in my head, because I am lifting, I'm doing stuff, I'm not just like always sitting there, but I guess a lot of it incorporates stretching. There's so much stretching in yoga, and it's just, I feel like the amount that I'm needing to stretch is too much stretching. Like, I can't just stretch like that all day. But I'm literally stretching, and I don't want to just stretch for so long. But definitely my back has shown so much improvement, like, definitely. I get a little bit of pain, but I think only one day, I think it was like yesterday or the day before, where I was having some back pain, and I was like, I just need to rest my back. But it was one day this week, and I can't remember the whole time I've even been in this class if there was more than maybe possibly one other day like that. And it wasn't even the full day either of these 2 days, and they're way far apart. One would have been like closer to the beginning of November, and then this one's like beginning of December. And I don't know, because sometimes I'm not taking my breaks a lot, like walking around a lot, and then, some of the working out, doesn't really help like immediately. It just kind of depends what I'm doing. So sometimes I think maybe if the workouts aren't sufficient, or if my times getting up during my breaks aren't sufficient, because I started getting in a habit too of like sitting in the car during my class breaks, And so I'm not even like walking around in the driveway as much. I'm just like sitting there. It's just like I'm definitely noticing, during week 7 and week 8, week 9, multiple weeks now that I've been kind of going through the motions, not really doing it as good. Some days were better than others, but yeah, these last few days, this week, today is starting week 10, but during week 9, I would definitely say I hit some kind of weird energy dip. Maybe it was a post-holiday thing. I really don't want to think that situation with the class members on Thursday impacted me that severely to where it's still impacting me today. Maybe, but I think it's kind of something else. But I spent a long time tonight, almost 45 minutes, searching for creatine. Well, actually, first I was searching for a non-stem pre-workout. I was looking for something that I could get by 11 a.m. tomorrow. And I was looking for a no-stem workout. Just kind of supplement. And the only one was one that I've had before that I hate the flavor. And I'm like, I hate this flavor, this blue raz flavor of, I think it's Hyde, like Jekyll and Hyde, but it's the one that doesn't have caffeine in it. And then I was like, well, if I can't find a non-stem and I want to try creatine, let me see what creatine does for you. And so I searched that out, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Energy while I'm working out, and like results from lifting. And then I'm also looking for mental focus and clarity. Like, I think if I had those things, the caffeine maybe wouldn't need to be, possibly, wouldn't need to be there so much, and maybe try to add some B vitamins. That's kind of what I was thinking, along the lines of try to decrease the caffeine for sure, because the caffeine crashes lead me to be like, okay, let me kind of like get some THC products to kind of bring that down. And then, I can't be studying or working out when I'm stoned. Like, that's just not gonna work. It's one thing if it's like 7 p.m. at night, 8 p.m. at night, like late at night, when I'm not going to be doing any other thing. I don't really care what goes on with that, on that end so much. Like, to me, that's not an issue. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. But to me, it's like, whatever. Like, I'm going to fall asleep anyway, so whatever, there are a lot of arguments to be made about like sleep cycles and what affects what, and then like waking up groggy the next day, that's another need for caffeine. So, I don't want to be in a cycle of things where I'm just like making a choice based on what I need and how I feel, I'd kind of rather do it the opposite way and take something, that gets me out of the loop of things, and gets me out of the loop, and take something that helps instead of hinders. But I read so many reviews. What I was doing on Amazon was looking for what I could get by 11 a.m. tomorrow with creatine, likely. Sorry, my neck is straining. I'm like sitting here in a weird way. But yeah, what I could, like, basically I was trying to figure out information. And so once I realized I couldn't really find a no stem that was less than $45 and would get there by 11 tomorrow, and would yeah, it wouldn't cost as much. It would get there on time, and it wasn't blue raspberry flavor. Then I felt like, I'd probably be fine. But I couldn't really find anything. And then there were a lot of like caffeine products. I was like, well, I'm not trying to have caffeine products. And I kept seeing creatine, and I've been interested in creatine. But I just was like, I'll wait till I actually learn something about it. And so I was like, tonight, let me at least do a little research. And so I looked on Amazon again, pretty much same thing. Don't want to spend a lot, want something by tomorrow morning. And yeah, just I don't want side effects or any kind of crazy issue. I want something that's going to be helping me more than hindering me. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, let me try and like switch things up. If I'm already taking things like C4 or whatever, let me try and switch it up, try something else. I'm not saying that it's these supplements or whatever that's gonna like make or break what I'm doing, but I want to see what happens if I shift a little bit of stuff. I could always go back to whatever else, but if I have the options to shift, to try and find different results, that I think would be worth trying. And this would be the weekend to try it, because I have a couple days to work with. And then I've got like exams coming up, and I've got a lot of studying, so I don't really want to be like messing with my anything at that point. I don't really want to switch anything. Maybe past Monday after this weekend. But I don't really know. I'm a little scattered though. I can tell I'm kind of scattered lately. I'm just kind of like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and like I'm not organized about it. I'm just kind of like partially going through the motions. I don't really have the momentum and energy behind a lot of what I'm doing, and then I'm not fully doing a lot of the things I'm supposed to be doing. I am doing it. I think I skipped one day fully, but I am doing some version of the things, and I do plan to make up the time that I'm missing, because I'm a few minutes short sometimes, within about maybe 10 minutes, but I'm kind of like, why don't I spend that extra 10 minutes going harder at a time when I feel like going harder, versus spending that extra 10 minutes going through the motions now. I don't know. This morning though, I was running late. This morning and yesterday were 2 days that I was like eating breakfast while I was like logging in. So, well, no, 3 if I count Wednesday. So the last 3 days so far has been, in my opinion, my poorest class performance. Maybe not so much Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday has been, I mean, I didn't do anything wrong, but I just wasn't there. Like, I wasn't like present in the class. I was physically in front of the camera, but mentally doing other things. I was taking notes I was saving the pictures that the assistant sent about the topics the instructor was lecturing on, I was, those saved to a folder based on the module we're in. And then I was screenshotting the instructor's slides because he has notes that he writes on them, or his slides are different from the ones we get. So I was taking a picture. If he wrote, once he had written on the whole slide, and I was writing down the topics of each of the slides and putting the timestamp of when he spoke about those topics. So basically, I'm gonna have to go back through these lectures. But like I said, they are technically two of the easier chapters. And if I count Tuesday's chapter, because Wednesday is personal development, if I count Tuesday's chapter, Tuesday's chapter is I don't know. Like, basically, I guess what I'm trying to say, on Tuesday we talked a lot about, like, HTML and domain names and stuff like that. It was like, at least I've actively got familiarity with that. But today I did a lot of work on an online shop, and then some other stuff, some podcast stuff, some blog stuff. To me, that was more important than the class. And then even after the class, I worked on some website stuff for like 3 hours. And then I did some eating. My dinner was not normal. My mom had made chicken tenders earlier and a baked potato, and so I had those, but she kind of makes them too crispy, so they were kind of dry. I wasn't really feeling them, but I ate a few. I ate probably about half of the baked potato, and then I had this like frozen chicken vindaloo, but I forgot. They're from Sprouts, but I forgot to check the spice level, and I accidentally got the one that's so spicy that I can pretty much not eat it. Like, yes, my mouth was suffering, but that it was just past the level where it was like, this is uncomfortable, but it wouldn't have been impossible to eat it. It's just I'm worried that my stomach is gonna really not like that. I don't want stomach issues more than I've already had recently. And then yeah, I don't know what to do about the C4 stuff. Maybe I can hydrate a lot in the morning and eat earlier. I don't know, maybe I need more food, because I don't know, I've heard that fasting with mornings is better. I didn't finish talking about my dinner. So then I ate this tuna, it's like this canned tuna mix. It's like tuna with kidney beans and carrots and corn, and I don't know if it's little diced potatoes. I don't know if that's what's in it. I think little like pieces of tomato or onion, bell pepper, not onion. They're pretty good. There's another one too that's like noodles. It's like a noodles with tuna or something like that. But they're pretty good. They kind of hit the spot, and like they're like 200 something calories. So I figured between that and the chicken and the couple bites of the spicy chicken I took and the potato, I'm like, I feel like I'm about where I need to be as far as what I ate, but that was the weirdest dinner ever. And I ate it over like a 1.5 hour span of time because I was working on the website in between. So I actually feel like I didn't even eat dinner. But today, my food was a little lighter. I just didn't have a lot of vegetables. I had some leftover katsudon for lunch. Just a little bit of the rice with onions, and the egg wasn't really there, and the pieces of meat, a couple little pieces of meat. I didn't eat the whole thing. And then I had not a Lunchable, but those other things that have like the dried salami, the kind of like hard cracker bread thing, and then like a piece of cheese, or sliced cheese. I mostly had one piece of the meat and then the cheese and the those bread crust things. I don't know what they're called. I guess they're like a cracker, but I think it's some kind of bread, or like, I think it's got a name. I don't know what it's called though. But basically they're like crackers. It's like crackers and cheese basically. So I haven't eaten that heavy today. But it wasn't healthy. Like for breakfast I had 2 eggs and a piece of toast. I usually have like 3 eggs and a whole bunch of veggies mixed in, and avocado. That's kind of like default with toast or some kind of carb. I haven't made those veggie plates in a really long time. But I don't know, when I was shopping for the creatine, I was reading the labels. I was reading the reviews, and I just went to the ones that were like the lowest, and read the ones that were like 1 star. And a lot of those products seem to have health problems coming from them. People getting cramping, people getting kidney failure. There were multiple people who had those complaints. A lot of the products have dyes in them, like the red 40 and all the yellow stuff. But yeah, it was an alarming amount of people who were complaining about health stuff. Like, I got to the part where people were complaining about, things like hair loss, leg cramps at night, to the point where they wake up and they feel like they almost would want to scream. Yeah, the kidney thing was something that I saw multiple times. Some people were saying that it's got contaminants in it. Some people were saying that a lot of people were saying that the flavors were disgusting. Everyone was like, gross, it smells like fish or whatever. There were some of them that were like China government products. Some of them lied about the NSF certification. Some of them lied about the amount that you're getting. Some of them said that they had creatine in them and they didn't. And I'm just like, okay, maybe that's not going to be the method where I get this kind of product. I might go to Lindbergh Nutrition in the morning. I don't know what else to do. I might just have to ask somebody. I want to get something delivered right to my door, but I really don't know enough about what I'm doing to try and do that. And I don't want to rush it. I don't want to spend the money on something I can't return, rush it, end up taking something that I didn't research, and then have problems, or just not have any results. None of that would be worth spending. I mean, it looks minimum. It would be like $13-14 after the extra charge, and probably more than that with tax, and then a $10 item. Because I'd have to pay the extra $2.99 to get it here that fast. Yeah, I don't know what the taxes work out to be on the $13. I usually calculate about 10, so $1.30, so maybe about like $14.29 ish, maybe a little less, unless there's some other kind of fee. I can't afford to have health problems, not any more than what I've already got going on. I can't afford more of them. The things that I have going on, other than my little episodes in my brain and, like kind of what happened yesterday and the occasional back thing or shoulder thing, it's not interfering with me to the point where I'm not able to do stuff fully. So I want to be able to do some stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the creatine. I might just have to keep the routine that I have and figure out something else. I'm gonna have to figure out something. Maybe work out outside of the house way more, so that I make sure that I'm doing something more. But that's gonna be on me to get out and go do it. I wanted to read the Momo Muscle stuff before I went to bed, actually, and see if it's something I wanted to try. Tonight I listened to the end of the Parsha. Well, it's not the end because Saturday's the end, but that's what I did while I was working out. And then I don't know. I feel okay about today as far as the strategizing, but I tried to strategize the other day too, and it doesn't seem like it's fully worked. I'm still in this cycle even a few days later, because I realized the stuff I wrote down of what I could do and try to do differently didn't really apply. Like the stuff I wanted to do differently during class, like deep breathing or something like that, I was like, I can't do that. And then I guess I did say that I could journal or something like that, and then I spent most of yesterday just trying to process a lot of what I was feeling, so that took so much time during class. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to focus anyways, and so I think having remote class makes it hard, because I can't afford to really get into the habit of, practically skipping days. Like, if I had been in a brick and mortar classroom, there's no way I would have had to go through the motions. I don't know what today would have looked like. I still didn't do much today, but I did do some after class. After I finished with the website stuff and eating dinner forever, I did study for about I don't know if it was like almost 3 hours, 3 hours, I don't know. I wrote it down, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And then I did some tidying up and working out pretty late, so I don't know, that's why it's so late now. And then I spent almost an hour online shopping for something I didn't purchase yet. So, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of, I'm gonna have to jump on a decision here. Maybe it's not the best to be making decisions near midnight. So maybe it is too late for me, and I'm glad I actually read the reviews on some of these products. I can't really tell you exactly which ones they were, but I was just searching. I filtered by the quickest delivery and basically what I was looking for in it, either the creatine or the no caffeine, for the other search. But I don't know. I mean, I've got those Body Armor juices. They've got a lot of B vitamins. Maybe I could have that. I mean, it's 110 calories a bottle, and it's got like 26 grams of sugar, so I don't know if that's a good idea. That's actually not a good idea at all. But I've been trying, when I drink those, to not drink more than half of one a day, just about. And I don't even drink them every day. I just kind of have them. But I don't know. I feel like the pre-workouts are like a double-edged sword, you know, like they're helping and hindering me. But it is a routine, and I got out of the routine before for a reason, and then I got back into the routine for a reason, and it was effective, but right now I'm not sure how effective that is. I don't know. And I've got a lot of other stuff I need to be doing with this class. I've got I think 5 tests and 2 qualifying coming up. And then on the 18th or 19th, I've got a core exam. And so I don't know. Monday we're learning the last chapter. Well, it's Monday the 8th. And then we have about 10 days to study for a bigger exam. But before then, we have to take 5 and then 2 qualifying. And so, and I don't know how these exams look. To be honest, I didn't even know we had to take all of those. Maybe I wrote it down on day 1 and completely forgot. But, I mean, I knew when the other exams were, but I don't know. I'm not used to using Canvas and Slack and stuff like that, so it's probably in there. I'm just not seeing it exactly. I might need to go through the introductory class now that I have access to the audio and the videos. I might need to go through the class sections, and I won't have time literally to go through lectures that go 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with breaks, so there's no way I'm going to be able to re-listen to all that. I don't think it's going to help me retain anything. Maybe it'll help me organize it, if I just go by the timestamps, but that's a lot. I don't know though. I do kind of learn well that way, so maybe it would help me. I don't know if the reading's gonna stick, I eventually do have to start committing stuff to memory. I can't just rely on, having access to researching things. This is probably the first time in my life where I've been in class and there's so much ability to find the answers. With AI and with YouTube, yeah, I dropped my phone. Yeah, with AI and with YouTube, yeah, it's I don't know. It gets things done faster, but I'm like, I'm not learning it. I'm doing it, but I'm not learning it. And I feel like the speed I have to go at to actually learn it is so slow. And so in my head, I'm like, well, just get the work done, then go back and learn it. I mean, a lot of it's going to be repetition. And there's some chapters that are super complex, to me anyways. Or some sections that are super complex. Some sections are a little more straightforward. But, man, this is a pretty fast class. And, I'm gonna need to not have, any more kind of slacking kind of days or days off. I'm still drinking water. That's why I have to keep going to the bathroom. I don't know. Like it's probably too late at night for me to be trying to figure all this out. But and I really don't like to make it a habit to stay up so late. But you know what? Last night I stayed up late too. I stayed up till like 1:30 a.m. I can't be doing that when I have class the next day. I don't know. Not every day is gonna go perfect. I know that. So I'm not really like gonna kick myself about a bunch of this stuff right now. But because there still is time to kind of like redeem myself. So, it's just, I think I've made it harder on myself. But maybe I needed the breaks. And now I know I took them. And now I have the whole weekend to get stuff done. But I also made plans on Sunday. That was before I knew I had tests that I could start taking on Tuesday. I need to study about how to take these tests. Because I have a feeling it's going to be like, you can't use, like you have to screen record or something. I don't know what it would be. And I kind of, this week didn't start the part of the process about trying to get accommodations. I could have, but I didn't. I was just kind of a little all over the place this week. So I've had a couple days to kind of readjust my head and kind of figure out, okay, had a little moment, and then I'm gonna need to quickly adjust. I don't have a lot of time to not adjust between the tests and then like 10 more days of 75 hard. I really don't have a lot of days to do a lot of messing around. And I think I did mention when I'm doing 75 hard, when I'm done, I'm gonna, I do want to try to go back through the days and see kind of where I landed with stuff, and go back through. But maybe in a different way. I don't know what that would look like. I do like working out in the morning though, because it definitely gets done, and I'm up certainly early enough to be able to do it, especially if it's a home workout. It's really not that hard. The hardest part for me is like dodging other people and being like, I need to be up at this time or that time. Are they up? Because I'm still up making noise, and that's how I am, I just don't like being overheard. So it is kind of, that part of things kind of puts a damper for me, but other than that, it's a pretty pleasant experience. And I like recording about it too. I know people are kind of tuning in a little bit to it, but I'm kind of like, I don't even know if what I'm doing is helpful, because I'm not good at this. I started out strong, and then somewhere along the lines, a lot of the issues that maybe I didn't realize were issues just have surfaced, and so I'm indoors too much. Obviously, like, I'm getting outdoors a little bit some days, but it's not 45 minutes a day. That's crazy to think that I'm indoors that much that I'm not even outside 45 minutes a day. That's weird. Okay. That's just too weird. The water thing, I'm not really too concerned. The picture thing, some of the pictures I think I actually like more than others. I do kind of notice there's a little bit of, fluctuation sometimes, and I'm wondering which times those are. But yeah, I also stopped a lot of the logging. Like, I do kind of do the journal part, but a lot of the logging I was doing for that other health program related thing, I really haven't done that in some weeks now. And maybe it was helping me, but it's like I never really went back through it. And then I was writing all this stuff in the 75 Hard journal. And yeah, like I don't know, like there's just kind of like things that I maybe already knew were issues, like I'm saying the caffeine or whatever is like, it's almost like amplified. Like the things that I already knew were issues are kind of like amplified. Because when I'm like, oh, I need to make 45 minutes outside today, and then I don't, or I'm seeing the timer of how long I actually worked out, and I'm like, I didn't even do 90 minutes, total for the day of the working out. And I'm like, I really sat at that desk a really long time or laid in bed. I wasn't doing that much. Well, maybe I'm cooking or like a little cleaning or something, but other than that, I'm just walking around. But I mean, I'm not spending hours worth of time just like walking around cooking, like in the kitchen. Like, I don't even always cook 3 meals a day. I'm not always the one who does that. So, some days I cook every meal that I eat. Some days somebody else cooks some of it. Some days I don't even cook anything at all. It's just like microwave or oats or something like that. Just like quick stuff. So, I don't know. And, I said I was gonna do gym Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I haven't really done that. Our weather's chilly, but it's actually sunny a lot of the afternoons. And my lunch breaks are an hour, so I technically do have enough time during lunch to get outside more than even 20, 30 minutes, even 45 minutes. But I could be outside for a good 30 minutes. I mean, it is kind of nice after class to try to get out a little bit more, and go do something else. I might just need to maybe work out during lunch, and then after class, just go study somewhere. I don't really want to do that, but if I'm gonna get things done, I might have to do it that way. I don't know how else to get it all done. Just wake up, work out, do the class stuff, or if it's not a class day, just study after breakfast at home, and then go do the outdoor workout, and then study outside of the house. Because I don't focus that great at home. If I'm driving, that'll kind of minimize some stuff. Like, I'm not going to be having cannabis products if I'm going to be driving at all. Or if I'm going to be at a coffee shop or library, I'm not going to do that. I could try to study with a friend, but I can't risk right now if the friend wants to be super chatty, or if I want to be. I can't risk it. So I don't know. I really can't risk it. I'm already risking Sunday because I'm going out on Sunday afternoon. So I was gonna find a Starbucks nearby, get there early, and study. Not early, but 2-3 hours early and study. I don't fully want to do that, but I think I should. It would be the responsible thing to do. Just post up, I don't want to do that. It sounds so boring. But it could be a good idea, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to fix this stuff, and yeah, I'll probably just have to do it when I've slept on it a little bit more, but
Um, I don't know. I really want to fine tune things. Because I'm not even really doing the main tasks. And I haven't been for some time. Even though I'm doing a lot of it, I'm not doing every single thing to the T. But I do think, other than the days when I've got certain health things going on, which is not that many days, it's not that often. Other than those days, I will, if I'm honest, I'll say that I could potentially have done all of it, I think most of the time. There may have been a couple exceptions, but out of the 64 days so far, I doubt there were even like 8 days. What would be 10%? Like six or so. 6.5 days, almost 6.4 days of not being able to potentially have finished everything the way that it should have been done, according to a schedule. I think it all comes down to having like a disciplined schedule. Like, my schedule's not the most undisciplined, but I definitely give myself a lot of flexibility. I kind of tend to I lean into how I feel a lot. Like, if I feel tired, I'm like, okay, let me rest, I'm not saying that I never push or that I don't push. I'm a little worried about pushing too much. I definitely am hesitant to do a lot of pushing because I can't tell how much I can push. Because in the past, and even recent past, I've pushed too hard, too fast for too long, pretty much. And that led me not into the best situation to try to manage every single thing. After kind of overdoing it, that's kind of a lot to do. It's not impossible. I was able to do it, but I don't want to do it again. I'll tell you that much. It's not something that I'm like craving the experience to kind of have to redo that or anything that resembles it, like, if I could avoid that, that would be great. Because it's really a setback. Like, if I count that as well as like injuries and physical issues, goodness, that took up multiple years at this point. It's like months and months and months. I'm just like, goodness, like the amount of time and energy that's been eaten up, which, there's always been some progress, but my goodness, and I'm lucky, like, I've got good people around me, good support around me. Like, the people I'm surrounded by, as much as I may complain, like, they're really not that bad, I mean, they get to me sometimes, but they're really not that bad. Like, I don't really have anyone in my life right now that I'm like, this person needs to go. I don't really think that way, at least right now. I kind of was thinking maybe there were like 2 people or 3 people, but I'm like, no, that's not really what it is. At least not anymore. Maybe it was in the recent past, but it's not right now. Like, unless they decide to like go do some insane kind of thing. You know, to where I'll be like, oh, I kind of knew maybe I shouldn't trust that whole thing. But as long as they just stay as they are now, it's relatively alright. I'm cautious, but it's like, I don't think I need to like cut them off or anything. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out pretty quick. I think maybe I probably am totally overthinking it, and I need to just get up and do more, think less. Just kind of do the program of things. You know, study what I need to study. Do the workouts and do all the stuff, and just think about it less. You know, if I just do it and complete it, and spend less time thinking. But I don't know, like, if it were only that easy, maybe I would have just done it. But I could try and see if that's a method. Just kind of do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it, which would look like workout before breakfast before 9, after breakfast I do have things I need to do, but I don't know, I'd probably need to study. So I'd probably say that would be like a 3-hour, whatever the 3-hour gap time is. I need to do it that way, and then just study. And I don't know. I've got so much I need to do. It's not you know, I don't think skipping, I really don't even think skipping workouts would even help me. I really don't. I think it would make things worse for me. I don't think it would actually help. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't help at all. Shortening them maybe, but quitting them, I would say no. And yeah, so skipping pretty much any of the list of 75 hard, skipping any of that wouldn't be a good idea. And as reading, I'm basically putting that I'm studying, so all the days that I'm studying, I'm reading far more than 10 pages of nonfiction. So yeah, I've got some appointments scheduled and stuff, and so I think things should be good. I'm gonna look into that Momo Muscle free 7 days and see maybe before I go to bed. I'm like practically falling asleep, but see maybe before I go to bed exactly what the freebie is and kind of what the offer is. Alright, that's it. I gotta, it's late, I gotta go to bed. It's been late. It's definitely past my bedtime. I'm gonna have a busy day tomorrow. It's a busy day every day. I'm actually looking forward to it, but it's like, I don't know. I need to go to bed. But yeah, I like to try new things. We'll see. I might stick with the same routine, but we'll see. It depends how early I make the decision. All right, that's it.